Hi, Felina Hansen here with Christy Heiskala, and she is the co-founder of DIY with Pro Help. Really interesting concept. I'm excited to dive into that and learn more, Christy. But before that, tell us a little more about you and your background and what led you up to starting the business.
Okay, well, I myself have been in business development for construction management type firms, architects, engineering. So I come with a background in construction for the past 20 some years. And then my husband, the other co-founder, he's been a general contractor in San Diego for about 25 years in the construction business and licensed for 17. So I'm an avid DIYer myself, and listening to the pains of both sides, coming from the general contractor, always going out and putting in a lot of time bidding on projects just to have the homeowner not be able to afford it and say they want to do it themselves. And so there's a lot of time wasted.
So Christy, you have a lot of experience with construction and working with contractors. What are some of the challenges? Let's take both sides of this. So let's start with the challenge for a contractor. And then the second part of the question is, what challenges do homeowners find when they're thinking about, okay, I need to engage with a contractor?
Sure. So what happens typically is a homeowner will call a general contractor out, ask him to bid a project. When he goes to their home, he spends at least a couple hours usually on site going over everything with them, going back, putting together a list of materials, coming up with a bid, and then reviewing that with the homeowner. And then what happens a lot of time is the homeowner has unrealistic expectations, or they just don't have the knowledge of all that is taken into consideration when doing a home project. They just look at the basic appliances or the materials. They don't understand the labor, how labor intensive it is. So sometimes they'll have sticker shock, and they will say, either they truly can't afford it, or they say, I'm just going to do this project myself. So now the contractor has put in, a minimum of 5 to 6 hours of his time that he'll never be reimbursed for.
Sure. That makes sense. And from a homeowner's perspective, this is a huge decision for them. They need to do their due diligence and their research. What makes a homeowner think that they can play general contractor?
Well, there's a lot of reality TV shows, a lot of the HGTV, a lot of the DIY networks. And actually my husband has been on one of those kitchen remodel shows, and so he knows first rate that a lot goes on behind the camera that the TV viewer doesn't actually see. So those set up unrealistic expectations in the first place. They think they can remodel a kitchen in a weekend, or a bathroom in a weekend, or redo their yard in a weekend. What they don't see is, that requires hundreds of people to do that.
So and a million decisions.
Right, and a ton of money.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it is fun to do your own work. A lot of people enjoy doing it themselves, even if they could afford to hire a general contractor, but they don't understand code issues. They don't understand their local building codes. They don't understand things like, is this a load-bearing wall or not a load-bearing wall? There's many factors that they really do need a contractor's help.
Yeah.
And until now, there's really only been two options. You either hire a general contractor to come in and do the whole project, or you take it on yourself and make mistakes along the way that could actually end up costing you a lot of money, could end up getting you in trouble with your insurance company, your neighbors. You could cause. We do have a friend that their neighbor ended up causing damage to their home when they messed with their plumbing. There's all these issues.
Yeah. Yes. Not ideal to take on by yourself.
No.
So this particular business model blends the two. Tell us about that.
Sure. So what I thought of is, instead of this constant struggle between, this or that, why don't we work together, work as a team with the homeowner? Nowadays, a lot of people are wanting to do their own home projects, and myself being a homeowner, doing a lot of my own home projects along with my general contractor husband, but really just doing them myself.
Yeah.
I understand that. So what we want to do is bridge the gap and help homeowners get started. We have different levels of services depending on their skill set and their budget. So at the very least, we want to help get them off on the right path, start them with guiding them hands-on in their home, their particular home, so that we can look at how this home was built, what year it was built, all the special needs around that particular property, and then guide them, get them started on their project, and let them take it from there. And if they can do the rest of their project themselves, awesome.
But but you'll be there in case they get stuck, is that right?
Right.
Okay.
So if they do get stuck along the way, they can call us back in, and we can help them. We can work side by side with them. Say they need an extra pair of hands. Maybe this job's just too much, or they need actual guidance along the way. They just want a second person there, so they know they're doing it right.
Yeah.
They know they're not making mistakes. So we are there. We're there for calls if you just get stuck and you have a quick question, or we can also come back on site.
Yeah, great, awesome. So just playing devil's advocate here, why couldn't I just watch, there's so many videos online, right? Why couldn't I watch some of those videos and do this myself?
Sure. Well, the problem with the videos are they are not specific to your property. So they don't know what year your home was built, and that really determines a lot of your project. You could have asbestos issues, you could have lead in your paint issues, you could have climate conditions. So, just in San Diego alone, we go from very moist coastal climate to very dry. Well, that changes the type of materials you're going to use. That changes a lot.
Yeah.
So those tutorials are cool, except for they're not specific to your home, and that could put you in danger, really, of doing some damage or long-term damage.
Yeah, and even knowing when you need to get a permit for something versus can I do this without a permit,
Exactly.
And that whole permit process can be challenging as well, and having some guidance through that, because if you just walk down to the city and say, here's what I want to do, and you don't have plans and all of this, you could get in a lot of trouble.
Exactly, and those tutorials do not know your local building codes. They don't know
Obviously.
any of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Well, interesting. So, you saw a need in the market, you saw this gap, you either go, full pro or you don't type of thing. And so this inspired you to put this together. Drew in particular, talk about your husband. Why is he passionate about helping and teaching homeowners?
Well, Drew remembers exactly the contractors along the way that taught him specific skills. When he's out there working, he actually reflects back on that, and he wants to be able to pass that on, the next generation. He wants to be able to pass that on to people who can then do a project and take pride in their work. He gets great satisfaction out of his work at the end of the day, seeing something go, change from this to a brand new, more efficient type of home. Mm-hmm. So he wants to pass that on to other people and let them experience that, and have the satisfaction of completing their own project and have that pride and want to show it off to their friends and family.
That's awesome. Wonderful. So if someone's interested, Christy, in learning more, maybe following you online, how would they go about that?
We have a website. It's DIYwithprohelp.com, and we also have a Facebook page. We're on Google+. We have a YouTube channel. There's various avenues to get us.
That's awesome. Great. Any final tips you want to share with our viewers of things, resources, advice, things you've learned along the way?
Don't hire an unlicensed contractor. That would be number one. And number two, call us. We'd love to help you. We're here to help you complete your project and get it done.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for your time, Christy.
Thank you.